how do you narrow down what we're going to focus on and get them to buy into it, or you just kind of filling it out to see how the first couple of shows and so forth go, and then you just continue to have it evolve from there.
To be honest, that's a very good question, Coffee. This is the first show that I got to produce with Lisa Council, her show Shift. And while I was listening in, because I asked her during our first meeting, I said, hey, do you want me to sit in on your recordings? Mm-hmm. This is the first time she's doing video. She's always done audio for her podcast. And I said, hey, I'll sit in just to get a feel. And see, I get the itis. When I'm listening into these interviews, especially when I'm hearing this guest open up, be fully transparent about their journey of being in a domestic violence situation, finding that exit out, and what was the straw that broke the camel's back. As I'm listening in, that itis is in my stomach. It comes to me organically. Like divine intervention is what I call it. And I'll just type in the chat, because I do a lot of my interviews virtually through Zoom. And I'll just say, hey, ask this follow-up question. Like one of the follow-up questions I thought about was grief, right? Since I've been on this grief journey of my own, when we're in situations that we have to make an exit or close a chapter, there's some grief that surfaces, right, that we don't talk about. So I had Lisa ask the guest, who was Monica Estevez, I asked her, I said, ask her, what was that grief journey like of walking away from this relationship that you had been in for like 15 years and just leaving it cold turkey and being mindful of what are people going to say, right? Why would you leave this relationship? What was going on? And the judgment, the fear. What was that grief journey of isolation like for you, right? And so it comes to me organically when I'm listening in, because I think about, what does the audience need to hear that they don't know often is a key point to this person's story, right? So when I'm listening in, another show that I have the honor to produce is No Crystals, their podcast with host Habiba Rashid Grimes. And her show focuses on interviewing Black mothers who are raising sons in a society that tends to deem Black men as a threat. And one of the things that I love when I listen to her show is I'm considering, number one, how does the mother's role, right? How does her work influence how she engages and raises her son? And how does she navigate that in a society that continues to paint a Black narrative on her children who are upcoming, or if they're grown or not? How do you navigate that, right? So when I'm listening into these conversations, I'm always considering, what does the audience need to hear? Not so much of what they want to hear. What do they need to hear?